This one diet helped my mum lose 9 kilos and helped me lose 8 kilos in 100 days. And in today's video, I'm going to go over what this diet is, what things you should try focus on eating, and what things you should try and avoid, and how you can start today. So the diet is the keto diet. Now, keto diet is a no carb, high protein, high fat diet where you focus on eating as much protein and vegetables and fats in your diet as you can, and try and remove those processed carbohydrates and processed foods out of your diet. Now, the reason it's called keto is because our body uses fat as the main energy source, and this fuels our body during the day. And this process is known as ketosis. So normally our body, when we're eating carbs, it'll use these simple sugars and use the sugar as our fuel of energy. But when we remove these sugars, our body's relying on this fat, and fat is just stored energy. So we've run out of stock in the front shelf, and we're going to the back to get more supplies, and we're using those more supplies as the fuel for our body. That's what ketosis is, and it's shortened to keto. Now, what should you be eating on keto? You want to try focus on lean meats, high protein foods, so things like chicken, salmon, tuna, different types of fish, some red meat like beef, and you can also eat eggs and tofu. Those are some good sources high in protein that'll help you feel fuller for longer during the day. Then you want to include some other dairy products, beans and chickpeas and quinoa as well. They're full of high amounts of protein and they're going to help you feel fuller, and these can be kind of carbohydrate replacements. And you can add things like olive oil and avocado for fats, and legumes and veggies to make you feel fuller. So a combination of the meats and the carbohydrate replacements alongside vegetables to get your nutrients will help you stay fuller for longer, help you provide you with enough nutrients throughout the day to feel strong and feel good about yourself, and help you lose the weight you want to lose. Now, there are some foods you try and avoid when on the keto diet, and those are normally the high processed carbohydrates, so things like breads, cakes, rice, noodles, pasta. These sorts of things are high in carbohydrates and starches, and oftentimes are really processed foods. And so when we're eating these foods, our body's going to use the energy from these foods straight away as sugar to fuel our body, fuel our mind, fuel our organs. And so that's kind of what we want to be trying to avoid on the keto diet. We want to focus on using the stored energy out back, which are the fats. You're then also trying to avoid sugary foods, highly processed foods like chips and crackers. Fruit and honey's got high amounts of sugar in it as well. Juices and sodas and soft drinks also have high amounts of sugar, so trying to avoid those sorts of things. They're really high in calories, so trying to stick to your coffees and your water. You also want to avoid bacons and sausages because they're super high in fats and really processed meats. So you want to focus on eating those good high protein sources of meats like your fish and your red meat and your chickens. And so these are the foods we want to try and be avoiding. They're highly processed foods, and they're also really high in calories and sugars, which is what we want to be avoiding when we're dieting. So how can you start today to go out and start this keto diet to try and transform your health, make you feel a lot better, and help you lose that weight? So first, you want to get doctor's approval to make sure you're alright to go and do a diet. You then want to set a reasonable goal for how much weight you should want to lose and by when. So for my mum, we set the goal of losing 10 kilos in 100 days, and we ended up losing 9 kilos, so not the full 10 kilos, but 9 kilos in 100 days is an amazing result. If you set a reasonable goal for how much you want to lose and by when, don't try and set something ridiculous like 6 kilos in 2 weeks or something like that. You've got to set something reasonable, something you can stick to long term that leads to a behavior change and a lifestyle change over a long period of time, because that's what's really going to make the difference. So try and set that reasonable goal for yourself, and make sure you have a deadline as well. It helps you stay accountable, helps you stay motivated. I can see the finish line down the road and I'm going to go after it. You then want to start down by writing your initial weight. How much do you currently weigh? And then minus how much you want to lose, and that's your goal weight. You then want to create a weekly meal plan, something that's high in protein and fat and low in carbs. So you want to create this once, because rather than having to track how much calories we're eating every single day and going to be really neurotic about what we're eating, just create a simple meal plan once. That's a weekly meal plan, some breakfast, some lunch, some dinners. So potentially add some healthy snacks as well, some yogurts, some eggs, things like that. And you just want to create this meal plan once, and you're just going to stick to it as best as you can. You don't have to track your calories. You just create this simple meal plan That's a calorie deficit, high protein, low carb. Then you want to focus on clearing your fridge of all the other foods that aren't included in that diet, including things like salt and pepper and your oils and your condiments, your basic things and butter. You can keep all those things, but the unnecessary, highly processed snacks, meats, chips, potatoes, breads, you're not going to be eating those things on the diet. You want to be eating what's on your meal plan. So try and get rid of all those other things. It's going to allow you to focus on the foods that you should be eating, and it's going to remove any potential distractions. You next want to get an accountability partner. So my mum and I did this together, and it really helped us stay motivated, helped us stay consistent, and we were both able to get amazing results in 100 days. So if you get someone, a friend, a family member, to try and do this journey with you, it's going to help you stay motivated, and it's going to help you get great results. And I hope you found this video valuable. I hope you understand what keto is, why it's called keto, what things you should try to be eating and try and avoid, and how you can start today. Now remember to stay consistent. If you get small wins every day of eating good food and doing a bit of exercise, and you do that consistently, my mum and I prove that over 100 days you can get amazing results. So if you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video.